Oh, that's unfortunate. He's spun it as well. Oh no, Jeff Kite, he's had control of it right throughout, but that time he's in the wall. Up on the ripple strip goes Thomas. His Towson back up on the inside through turn 11. This brilliant racing between the two teammates. They're going to go blow for blow here. You get the feeling, don't you? The second round of July, the second last visit to Sydney Motorsport Park for season 2016, and the second and final sprint round at this venue. Two races on the program today as we welcome you to Production Touring TV's coverage of round number 4 of the V8 Superlabs Production Touring Car Championship for 2016. Hello everyone, Zach Coben with you here. Welcome to our coverage from Sydney Motorsport Park. Races 2 and 3, no mucking around, let's get straight into it. Dylan Thomas winning race 1, the starting order reflecting the finishing order of that opening race. You'll notice Josh Muggleton was down there in 8th spot. A little bit of a slow run for him off the line yesterday, cost him a few positions. Blake Orban sitting down there in 17th, Chris Reeves in 21st. All in championship contention. The top 5 in this championship are separated by just 11 points as we venture into this round of the series. Green flag at the back of the grid. 30 starters for race 2. We've had a bit of mechanical attrition across the course of the weekend. We'll explain all that as we get going. Race 2 is green. Off the line. Racing now. Greg Symes gets forced out towards the wall as the two CXC Global cars lead us off the line. The aerial shot shows them filing through turn 1. CXC cars running 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Dylan Thomas leading Daniel Oosthuizen and Jacques Oosthuizen as we get going up towards turn 2 for the first time. Thomas and look at Oosthuizen fighting there on the outside to try and get his nose in front of his boss. Won't happen just yet. He'll tuck in behind for the moment as they go through 3. Massive congestion further back. David Bailey gives one of the cars in front a touch. Might be Matt Shilan. It is actually, as Bailey looks to get up there on the inside of Shilan now. Nicely done. And Shilan fighting to keep it on the racetrack actually. Bailey being forceful there as we go on board with Shilan. Herbin coming down on the inside as well. He had some problems yesterday. Started at the back of the field, made his way through. Already up past Shilan and Bailey. Dive bomb there on the inside. Muggleton getting up on the inside of Virag. Holt's in that as well. Important to note because they are all championship contenders. Muggleton and Holt, 2 of the 5, separated by just 11 points coming into this round of the season as they go up over Corporate Hill for the first time. Out past turn 8 as it's known on this scale of the circuit. They make their way up towards 9, 10 and 11. And Dylan Thomas leads. CXC Global cars 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. They're without Jacob Andrews. Jacob, one of 3 cars to hit bite the dust on Friday. Jacob, one of 2 cars to hit the wall up at Corporate. But his impact rather severe, rather heavy. That car written off, unfortunately. Jason Dark was another one to go in at Corporate Hill. Unfortunately, that car, the Subaru, out for the weekend as well. And Philip Allen had a mechanical failure, an engine failure, I do believe, and he was out of the weekend as well. So quite a few cars already missing before we got into race 1 yesterday here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Field filing their way through 1 for the second time. Thomas and Oosthuizen going blow for blow at the front of the field now. Thomas said to me yesterday, he said, if we're going to get this lap record off Daniel, he said, we've got to do it in this race this morning because that's when the track's going to be at its optimum temperature. Sun slowly trying to peek through from behind the clouds there. On board with David Bailey now. He makes his way through turn 3. Shilan getting up in front of him now as we suspected he might. Back to the front. The run through turn 6 up towards the top of Corporate Hill. Jacques Oosthuizen's fallen off this pack a little bit. But we go back to Josh Muggleton in 4th spot. Holt still sitting back there in 6th, and Sewell holding off. Greg Symes, we go on board with Jeff Kite, who's just behind this battle at the moment. Symes all over the back of Sewell. Can't find a way through at the moment. Symes is normally up battling with the Mitsubishis, but now he's back stuck with the Class B2 and A2 cars at the moment, and he won't be liking that. Dylan Thomas leads us through turn 10 once more. Another lap complete. They're short races today. As I said, it's the final sprint round here in Sydney for the year. Another sprint round to come at Wakefield Park, and then it's all enduros from that point forward, beginning here on September 18. We're on board with Matty Holt now, fighting with Chris Reeves and Josh Muggleton for the championship at the moment. He sits 3rd in the point standings. Blake Orban not far behind him, and so too Anthony Sewell. But Holt's the meat and the sandwich at the moment as he goes through turn number 1. We've got Clay Skinner also in the field this weekend. He's fighting with Josh Muggleton at the moment. Good to have Clay back on the grid. Normally he's up fighting with the Evos, but he's back with those 3 Commodores this weekend of Holt, Virag, and also Muggleton. Now there's this battle, and it's a real hot one as well. Symes has managed to get past Sewell, but holding him off is going to be an interesting challenge. We go on board with Jamie Hodson, who's following the rest of the pack through. He's got a couple of cars directly in front of him there on the tail end of that battle. There's Jeff Kite, and just up ahead, Nigel Williams. And now race leaders are making their way through 6. There's Skinner on the inside of Muggleton. Job done, up into 4th. Muggleton, there's something blowing out of the back of that TLA Racing Holden. We're not sure exactly what it is at the moment, but there is something billowing out of the back of that. Very visible on our camera. It'll be interesting to see what that is, whether it's oil or smoke or something. There's Skinner in 4th spot, trying to hunt down the remaining Evos who lead the field. We noticed that as that pack, including Symes and Sewell, was coming through 4, these guys were already going up through Corporate Hill, up to 6, and then on the run up to Corporate Hill at 7. So they've bridged the gap quite early in this race. There is Holt, Virag just behind him. Good battle between these two so far, trying to catch Muggleton at this point in time. Let's go past the start-finish strike, on board with Tony Virag now. Another lap done. Can he catch Matty Holt? Here's the battle between Blake Orban and Kevin Herban. Orban, of course, leading Class C coming into the weekend. Herban charging back through the field after disappointment yesterday. Probably will get the job done on the run to 1. There's Sewell getting past Symes now. Williams is also up in there. And it looks like Hodson has managed to get by Jeff Kite as well. Yes, he has. So nicely done from Hodson to get by Jeff Kite, who's on the back of this freight train now of 5 cars. Herbiston not far behind them. We go on board with Jeff Kite on the run out of 3. The run up towards turn 4 and then Brock 05. He is the backpack of Gosling. The BMW in there as well. Of Gavin Clark, and then Daniel Byron's in there as well. David Barry not far off, and Matt Shilan too. We go up over the rise. On the run between turns 3 and 4. On board with Shilan, chasing down, might be David Baker, as they make their way back around. There is our race leader. He's bridged the gap, hasn't he? Absolutely bridged the gap out to Daniel Lewis-Townsend. Dylan Thomas has already set the lap record in this race. We've got word through that Dylan Thomas is the lap record holder now at Sydney Motorsport Park in production touring. Now that is a feat that he wanted to achieve this weekend. He's kept the lap record in the CXC stable, but he's taken Daniel Lewis-Townsend's name off it and he's put his own there. Very good response to Daniel Lewis-Townsend's dominance in the Production Touring Car Championship so far in 2016, and Thomas has the lap record. Jamie Hodson now on the run down the main straight, looking to get up on the inside of Nigel Williams, getting some clean air there. Can he go hard under brakes and get Williams? No, Williams has no choice but to shut the gate and say, if you want to get this done, you've got to go the long way around. There's Herban following Muir through the corner. Our leaders come up towards 2 once more. Sewell, Symes, Rem Williams and Hodson, the first 4 that went through that shot, battling for the wider positions, and off the road goes Muir. Oh, that's unfortunate. He spun it as well. Herben was also wide there, but Muir's gone too deep. And he's cost himself a world of positions. Slipped in behind Chris Reeves now. Here's David Bailey now. Up on the inside of David Baker. Can he get the job done? Let's see. It looks like he's done a pretty good job of it so far. But if you have a look at his right car door mirror, you can see Baker coming up on the inside. There he goes. He couldn't get the job done, could David Bailey, and Baker gets his nose back in front now. Daniel Byron just up ahead of them. Here's Jeff Kite coming through very sideways through Corporate Hill. Now they make their way around onto the back straight on the run between 8 and 9. We're on board with Jeff Kite. Trying to track down Jamie Hodson and also Nigel Williams, who are just ahead of him. The Class B2 runner is second in class behind Batman Anthony Sewell, who's under tremendous pressure from Greg Symes at the moment. Matthias Herberstein just behind this battle group of 5 cars as they hit the main straight again. Dylan Thomas leads this motor race. Jamie Hodson, we're on board with him now. Let's see if he can get the job done on Nigel Williams this time. He's got the slipstream, he just hasn't got the run at the moment. No, he'll have to pull out of that one. Won't be able to get through there on the inside. Very good view of turn 1 here at Sydney Motorsport Park and how committed our drivers are going through there. Look at this. Hodson forceful on the inside to 2 I should say. Couldn't get the job done again. Back to Dylan Thomas, the CXC Global Racers. Look at the lead he's opened up to his teammate Daniel Oosthuizen. Terrific performance from him so far this morning. What a way to respond to not only pole yesterday, but also the race 1 victory. Come out and back that performance up with a smashing display in race 2 here. We go onto the main straight. He'll get the last lap board this time. Now we go on board with Jeff Kite through the hairpin at 8. Now he's been very skaty so far, and again he's sideways. Oh no, Jeff Kite, now he's not got control of it. He's had control of it right throughout, but that time he's in the wall. Jeff Kite in the wall at 8. That'll be race done. On the exit of turn 8 there, he's been very skaty right throughout the morning session here. That time a little bit too skaty, to the point where he couldn't control it and he became a passenger. Dylan Thomas passes the crash scene and now makes his way around. The checkered flag will be at the ready. Pole, race 1 victory, now race 2 victory. And he not only got Daniel Oosthuizen's lap record, but he bettered the mark twice. Smashing display from Dylan Thomas to go 2 from 2 at Sydney Motorsport Park. Brilliant. Terrific from Daniel Oosthuizen to get second as well. Continuing his consistent run here at Sydney this year. 2 race wins in the May visit. Now Jack Oosthuizen gets 3rd as well. Clay Skinner in for 4th. Brilliant work from Dylan Thomas. Another race win for him. Daniel and Jack 2nd and 3rd. Clay Skinner 4th, and Josh Muggleton making up the top 5. Class A2 honours for him as well. Matty Holden for 6th. Virag, Symes, Sewell and Hodson make up the top 10. Elsewhere, Kevin Herben bounced back to get 13th. Blake Orban Class C victory in 14th. Jimmy Vernon Class D victory in 15th. Muir, Potts, Reeves, Gosling and Clark make up the top 20 before Daniel Byron picked up 21st position. Zach Raddat's the best of Class C in 25th, and a couple of DNFs down the end there. Race 3 not far away, a longer race, 9 laps the journey when we go green here at Sydney Motorsport Park for race 3. Ready to fire, the final race of round 4 of the championship from Sydney Motorsport Park. Starting order reflects the finishing order of race 2 as Tarzan and Thomas to lead us away. Off the line nicely, and it looks like Tarzan's got the jump on Thomas this time. Will he outmuscle his CXC Global Racing boss to one? He will. Tarzan will lead Thomas through the corner, and Skinner's got the jump on Jack Tarzan as well. Positional changes left, right and centre at the top of the field. Now Jamie Hodson up on the outside of Nigel Williams. We go on board with him. Back to the front. Oosthuizen, Thomas, then Skinner. Then, of course, Jack Oosthuizen, Matty Holt, Josh Muggleton. Then Greg Symes coming through there. Then Sewell and Virag. Virag a very slow start. Now Nigel Williams out muscles. Hodson, we follow him through. Chasing down Herbeston at the moment in the 42. Through turn 4. So great start from Daniel Oosthuizen. Stuck with his boss in the early stages of the opening 2 races. And then Thomas gradually pulled away. But this time round, Daniel Oosthuizen has come out and said, I'm going to race the boss. And I'm going to lead from the front. So they go over Corporate Hill for the first time. The run to the hairpin at turn 8. Terrific start here. The CXC Global boys are 1, 2 and 4 at the moment. On the run up towards turn number 9. Oosthuizen leads Thomas. Through there they go. The field's safely away. 8 laps remain here in round 4 of the championship. Now Thomas wants to race. Now he wants to lead from the front. He went up to have a look on the inside of Oosthuizen and let him know that he's there. Now he'll look to get the slipstream down the main straight. They cross the line. The first lap is done. There's Potts getting by Allen at the moment. Looking to take Simmons through with him as well, and they'll do that. Daniel still leads from Dylan at the front. Clay Skinner, then Jacques Oosthuizen, the next 2 through. Look at the commitment from all those drivers through turn 1. It's either flat or very near flat as you go through 1 at Sydney Motorsport Park. Thomas second at the moment. Brilliant run from him in race 2. Dominated from first until last, but now he's got a challenge on his hands in race 3. We're on board with Tony Virag, who's chasing Anthony Sewell off the road. Goes out defending 2-time champion Chris Reeves. That's a rare mistake. You don't often see that from the champ. That car normally returns to the paddock and returns to the trailer. The way it came off it, immaculate and clean. There'll be a little bit of dirt on it this afternoon. Now Holt, Muggleton. Muggleton still with that residue issue. Some liquid, smoke, oil, we're not sure what it is, falling out of there at the moment. We'll wait and see what happens with that. There is Dylan Thomas looking up on the inside of Daniel Oosthuizen. They're side by side, the 2 teammates. Thomas on the outside, Oosthuizen on the inside for 10. Thomas wants to race him. He goes round the outside, gets the job done. To 10 they go. Up on the ripple strip goes Thomas. Oosthuizen back up on the inside through turn 11. This brilliant racing between the 2 teammates. They're going to go blow for blow here, you get the feeling, don't you? Across the line we go. Oosthuizen on the inside leads this race by a nose. Thomas will look to go around the outside to 1. Who's the bravest under brakes here? Who's the most committed? It's Daniel Oosthuizen, but Thomas will stick with him on the outside. They'll continue to go side by side on the run up to 2. Muggleton just behind Holt at the moment, in front of Symes, who's made a better start than what he had earlier. Oh no, Kevin Herman! Kevin Herman's bonnet has flown up onto the windscreen, and Herman's day is done. We're back on board with Matty Holt now, trying to find his way by Muggleton. Up there on the inside, job done. Will it be? No. Muggleton will hang tough around the outside as they make their way over the rise at 3. The run into turn 4 now. Muggleton still holding on. Making it very hard for these boys to try and get past. The CXC Global boys run 1 and 2, and Skinner's not far off in 3rd. Big look up from Daniel Oosthuizen. Wide goes Daniel Oosthuizen. Oh no, that's a shame for Daniel. That will be battle done with his teammate. And that's just handed Dylan Thomas a free pass at this motor race. Ended a clean sweep. It'll be the second clean sweep for CXC Global at Sydney Motorsport Park this year, if Dylan can pull it off from here. Now he's going to have Clay Skinner to worry about this, because Skinner's not far away at all. With the battle that's been going on between Oosthuizen and Thomas, he's been a constant threat right from the word go, because he's been able to close the gap with each and every passing lap. And we know that he raced so well with Dylan Thomas here in the May round 2 months ago. There's Muggleton going off into the pits. So too Daniel Oosthuizen. Real unfortunate way for their race to come crashing down. They were both looking so good. Muggleton in terms of the championship, this is a huge blow for him. And then Daniel Oosthuizen, of course, had a lead in the club championship over his boss. That may well now evaporate. Jamie Hodson, we're on board with him, following Nigel Williams, chasing Nigel Williams. So turn number 2. Through they go. Oh, wide goes Hodson. Just a little bit. They'll latch back onto the tail of Williams as they leave turn number 2 and head around the rest of the 3.905 kilometre circuit. There is Jimmy Vernon following Blake Orban. You saw them a moment ago. Those two cars throughout the last 3 rounds have not been any more than about 50 metres off one another at any given time. They are latched to one another. The Class C Astra and the Class D 86 just enjoying a hell of a ding-dong battle as they make their way around on the main straight. Here's another one between Simmons and also Nigel Williams. There goes Simmons up there on the inside. We'll get a good shot of this from on board with Nigel Williams. Simmons will look to hold him off. Willie. No, not yet. But I think he's going to in the long run. There's Shilan getting by Chris Reeves. This is a fantastic motor race. Simmons, of course, we should mention, as we go on board with David Bailey, who tucks into the slipstream of Chris Reeves. They'll look to do the job on Matt Shilan. This is not just a battle for race position, but also class position between the two 86s and the Honda in Class D. They go through one. Shilan holding on at the moment. We go on board with David Bailey, who's going to look to get up here on the inside of Chris Reeves. Reeves moves across. Bailey. Oh, no. Bailey's locked it up. Bailey's in the dirt. Away he and Shilan go off the racetrack, and that will be Bailey's day done, one would say. And probably Shilan's as well. Daniel Byron gets back up there on the inside. Bailey pulls away from the scene, but the two of them have had a tremendous coming together over at the far side of the circuit. There's Muir moving slowly again. We're on board with Robert Coulthard now. He's chasing down, by the look of it, the 69 of Richard Allen, and does that successfully. So Coulthard up a position. I was just about to mention about Williams and Simmons, and Coulthard's another one we can add to the story. Simmons and Coulthard, they had retirements in race 1, so they've been making their way back through the field throughout the course of the day. That's why you saw Simmons trying to get up there on the inside of Williams, but Williams, as I said, was able to hang there around the outside and hold on to the spot a few moments ago. A couple of cars making their way through, back markers, of course. Terrific view from the helicopter there at turn number 10 and 11. There's Chris Reeves just ahead of David Baker. He's done well to fight back, of course. The retirements of Shilan and Bailey will help him there. There's Coulthard running off the road. You can hear the rocks kicked up under the wheels there, under the car. And there's a problem with that car, unfortunately. Robert Coulthard's going to join the retirement list here. He's pulling off to the side of the road. That's unfortunate. It's been a rough weekend for Robert Coulthard. It's been a race of mechanical attrition, unlike any that we've had so far this year. In a season where it's plagued their progress, CXC have been relatively faultless this weekend. Checkered flag in the air and a clean sweep for the front man of that operation. Leading from the front, Dylan Thomas sets the example, sets the standard, and gets a clean sweep this weekend. CXC Global's second clean sweep of the season in the New South Wales Production Touring Car Championship. Thomas's fourth win in that race of 2016. One behind Daniel Lewis-Townsend now, who has 5. As we go on board with Matty Holt, who's going to pick himself up a class victory in Class A2. Terrific performance. He's just ahead of Anthony Sewell, who picks up Class B2 honours there for you as well. And Clay Skinner, who picked up second position ahead of Jacques Townsend, was, of course, your Class B1 winner. Zach Raddatz will come through very shortly and pick up Class E honours as we see Simmons and Hodson make their way past the start-finish straight. As we have a look at the results, Dylan Thomas, the perfect weekend. Pole, 3 race wins and a lap record to boot. Clay Skinner and Jacques Townsend the podium in that race. We go over the page. Blake Orban in for the Class C victory. Jimmy Vernon in for Class D. Chris Reeves did well in damage control to get back to position number 18 ahead of David Baker and Daniel Byron. Daniel Lewis-Townsend 21st. Zach Raddatz the winner of Class C. And James Harrington picking up Class S. A long list of retirements as well. The top 4 in the championship now separated by just 9 points. The next stop is Wakefield Park, the final sprint round of the season. We look forward to you covering that on behalf of all of the Production Touring TV, More Driven Media team. I'm Zach Caban. Thanks for your company for round 4 of the V8 Superlabs Production Touring Car Championship. We'll see you in Goulburn. Bye for now.